here on another post on the Roll-Toddy Draft Blog. I'm Baker Leyman, joined by Herbie May from sunny Destin, Florida. And we've been talking about this whirlwind start to free agency. So, Herbie, what was the most surprising move yesterday? Not necessarily a bad move or a good move, but what just really blew your mind when you saw the news?
We really don't know. We won't know the answer to this until the season starts, obviously. Foles and Bradford. It got to be, for me. It's a huge move in the fact that I'm not a Bradford guy anymore, just because I can't anymore after all the knee issues. It's tough for me to agree with that trade. Foles, however, coming to a fresh start with a more of a pro-style offense to kind of get out of chip. I can't imagine how hard it is to come into the league, coming from Arizona, playing in Chip Kelly's offense and trying to have a successful career. And if there was any place that Foles could go with a ton of young talent and a ton of guys to grow up with and a pretty strong offensive line, I think that's the St. Louis Rams. So I think it's a better move for the Rams, than it is for the Eagles.
Certainly interesting to see how Foles joins into that young group of offensive skill players. There's no one guy that sticks out to you in that offense, and now he's kind of the headlining name. But for me, it was simply the news this past weekend of Patrick Willis retiring from the San Francisco 49ers. I mean, a guy who's made 7 straight Pro Bowls, still considered maybe the top linebacker in the NFL, at least in the middle of the linebacking core. And I just was shocked that, the guy's only 30 years old. He spent 8 seasons in the NFL. He's a first-round pick out of your University of Mississippi, Herbie, way back when. One of the best players we've seen come out of Ole Miss and the SEC in the past few years. It blew my mind that a guy so good, still with a lot of tread left on his tires, is leaving the game. But I think it speaks to the fact that, the guy has made a lot of money in those 8 years. He's had a very successful career, and you've just seen time and time again these guys who play 12, almost 15 years, their quality of life and their life after football just simply isn't as good because of all the wear and tear they've put on their bodies, concussions, injuries, and it takes a toll on them and their family. So for Patrick Willis, maybe this is not just a good move financially, but it's for his health, and it's really a shame that you have to see that from a sport that we love so much, but is such a violent sport.
I think it says so much about who he is as a guy. I mean, if you watch any documentary about him, he's just really, really such a genuine guy, and he cares so much about his family. He knows that this game is really, it's war, and your body is your weapon. And I think he's making the right call in doing it. And it says so much about who he is. He doesn't have a ring. I think he deserves one out of anyone who's retiring right now. I think he deserves a ring the most. And I thought he was chasing the throne. I thought he was chasing Ray Lewis's throne with one of the best to play of all time. And I don't think there's any doubt that he is. But I think a couple rings would have solidified him in the game. But as an Ole Miss guy, hotty toddy. I respect the move, but it'll be sad to see him go.
Absolutely, and it's definitely hard to make this move, especially when the 49ers are just looking like they're about to be in a very sad state this coming season. But that probably had parts, besides the injuries, that could have had something to do with it. But we're going to keep talking about free agency here on the Roll-Toddy Draft Blog, so keep taking a look at our quick hitters and a lot of our off-season coverage here on the blog.